Yo, don't ever say nothing about the Raptors no more, man. Ever! In Milwaukee, game 5, they won by 6. Came back home to game 6 in the 6. And won by 6. That's 3-6. Them talk about the mark of the beast. Well, okay. I guess we are the mark of the motherfucking beast. When I want to ramp with the Raptors, Leonard, Larry, Gasol, and the rest of the team. Hey, Drake, them gone to Bomba-clad far now, man. Fire upon them Raptors.
Here's our man, Sauce Babie.
Thank you, my guy Gary G. Alongside me to my left, I got my boy who I call TV, better known as Tyrell Vernon, former head coach of TRC Academy. For those that don't know, that's the Rise Center located out in Brantford, and he's also the 2-time defending OSBA champion. Also played for McMaster University and St. Francis Xavier. Now, he's the assistant coach of St. Francis Xavier. I got my boy Mr. Jerms in here. Sammy Rawthstein about to roll up in the cut. TWG, how you feeling? Token white guy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm literally just elated to be here.
You're welcome to Sauce of Mercy. You already know.
It's good to be here, man.
That's it.
So yeah, let's get into this, man, right now. As we know, it's the big, it's the big Thursday's the big day.
Yep.
And I got a lot of questions that have been on my mind, as you know. Game 1, NBA Finals. Like, first off, like this is something that's like, I mean, besides TFC, I mean, Jays in '93. This is like, what do we think about this? Because this has never been, and will this even happen again? What do we think about this?
I'm shocked, to be honest with you. I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime.
Same here. Like, never thought I'd see this day.
To be honest with you, ever since they made the trade for Kawhi, there was always a possibility that they could make it to the finals and get this far. I think throughout the season, a lot of like the people who are judging the Raptors and whatnot are just mainly going off of just like instances and moments. So like, you're only as good as your last game. You know what I mean? Right. So being down 0-2 to Milwaukee, everyone counted us out. But the strategy that Nick Nurse came up with to like build that wall and to put Kawhi and on Giannis and whatnot, that kind of switched and ruptured their whole entire offensive like strategy and what they wanted to do. So, and
speaking of Milwaukee, like, I was even thinking about it because, we've seen Giannis, under pressure. Who's going to be that guy? TWG, who's that guy that Drake's going to get in his head on Golden State if he can?
Why for that? It's different with this series because he's actually friends with a lot of these guys. Like, I don't think he knew Giannis or none of those Milwaukee guys.
No, I disagree. He's going to get in these people's ass, man. That's a pause too still.
Why for that?
But I said the pause first, right? But he did the same thing with Durant. Him and Durant are bedrooms. They're friends.
You're right.
And he did the same thing when Durant came to Toronto. And at the end of the game, it was all love. He asked for his jersey.
Speaking of Durant, the man's saying that he's falling down here, but he's not even playing. Like, what's the guy going to? He's going
Durant's
to. Durant's
just here to get
what's he
patties,
doing,
bro? Like,
he's preying the shorties, TWG, or what's going on?
Allow whatever easy money Sniper wants to do, other than play basketball this week. I fully endorse and encourage it.
You rate it.
Yo, Canada's Wonderland's kicking. African Lion Safari is going in. Marine Land's kind of on a ride, but like, yo, even go check that. Aquariums, just like, yo, there's a lot of fun activities. KD, you don't really got to lace them up this week.
Speaking of KD, coach, whose team is it really? Like, is it KD or Steph's team? I mean, I always look at it obviously as Steph's team, being that he's been there since day one. But from what you've been seeing recently in terms of, stats, and KD's been holding the team down when he's playing, right?
It's always going to be Steph's team. I think the way it was built for Steph. Kind of KD kind of jumped on it. Right. Now, do I think they win back-to-back without KD? I don't think so. But at the same time, like, no, this is Steph's roster. I think you were kind of seeing that now too. I think they're 31-1 with Steph when Durant is out.
Right.
So it's still built for them. They move freely. The ball shared defensively. Their actions, it kind of all goes through. Kind of Steph running off of things.
Let me ask you this though, Coach. Like, and Jerms knows because you guys really played ball. Like, is that real? Like, does KD really care? Does he give a fuck if it's his team or not? Like, when the media says that, like, or are they all just like, they're just like sicker mans that link up and win chips and like let everyone talk, or is KD really feeling that?
No, he feels.
I definitely think he feels. I think when you get to a certain level of success, especially in the NBA, that the small things that no one else as a regular human being would care for actually matters to these guys. Like,
talk about the importance of this game one. You know, like I said, you know, one thing that I've been thinking of was even the matchups and even like just keeping Curry at a human average. Coach, like, what are we thinking about these matchups? And I mean, like, how do we tame this guy? Because to me, in my head, I'm just like, Lowry, no, you're just not like from a physical standpoint, you can't keep up with Steph. You know what I'm saying?
Don't diss Kyle. Continue, Coach.
Yeah, no, I think
Kyle.
you can't. You're not gonna put. I think in spots you can put Kyle on him, but if you ask me,
right,
personally, I'm putting Siakam on Steph.
Wow,
that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement.
I'll try that in 2K tonight.
And why do we say that?
I'm putting Siakam on Steph. I think Siakam has the motor and the length to affect what Steph does and to try to get into that human average. He's still going to get his, but he's going to make him work harder. It's a more of a lengthy body. Right. You put Kyle potentially to go on Klay, because Klay is not really doing nothing dribbling the basketball. He's running off stuff, but Kyle can kind of break through that with his bully ball.
Danny on Klay, no?
You could do that as well, but the thing is that we don't have, there's no KD right now. Right? So I think if KD was there, right, at least for game one, if KD was there, then yeah, things would be a little bit kind of messed up. But if Danny's not hitting no jump shots, then Norman Powell's going in there, and Norman Powell can mess around with kind of anybody, to be honest with you. But if you ask me, my matchup right now, I put Siakam on Steph, just to try something different.
Who's Kawhi guarding?
Kawhi's gonna guard, to be honest with you, either freelance him.
Draymond, or
you could put him on Draymond.
That's what
I think you could put him on Draymond, because if you watched him against Giannis, Kawhi was good at staying around the free throw line and kind of being the rover for a guy who can't shoot.
Mm-hmm. So and again, from a physical standpoint,
exactly, he's not going to body him. He's going to be able to rebound. He can still guard it.
Yes.
But even then, I think Marc Gasol can do a good job on Draymond as well in that same type of helper role. Well, so if you look at it right now, without KD, I think we have a shot.
I mean, I've been noticing that Looney's been getting a bit more PT. So you wouldn't think Gasol would be on Looney? And
I think he would. I think he would. But I think the Warriors are most effective when Draymond's at the 5. Right, when you have Iguodala at the 4, Draymond at the 5, KD at the 3, and then Klay and Steph. But without KD, that shakes things up. I think right now, if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm praying that KD comes on this trip and he's ready to go by game 2.
I don't know. Like, I would probably stay with Kyle on Steph, just because you're gonna get Siakam on Steph anyway in a pick and roll situation. You know what I mean? And not to mention, you don't want Siakam running around chasing Steph Curry like freaking playing tag on a playground when you're a kid. Because that's exactly what's gonna happen. Golden State's amazing at transition, making their other team get mistakes, and then they're also really good at the back cuts.
Right.
They live off of back cuts, and they're just doing a little lob pass to their bigs for Looney's to just finish off. And so I think Siakam's going to have a hell of a hard time running around chasing Steph. Right. I personally think they start off with Kyle Lowry on Steph Curry for like at least the first game.
Yeah.
See how things go out.
Right. Because
Lowry is physical. He's probably one of the best defensive players in the NBA as a point guard. He leads the league in charges. I think he can really get into Steph's space. Obviously, Steph Curry is still going to get his shots off. It's Steph Curry. You can't really...
force the ball off.
Yeah, you can't stop great players. All you can do is try and tame them and control them. You know what I'm saying?
Lowry's motor isn't built like that.
Yeah, but
he's not built to run. Not only that, it's defensively, is he built to run around like that on the defensive end and lead the charge on offense?
Well, do you think Siakam is?
No, but Siakam's not needed on offense.
And he's not needed on offense. Siakam's a second option.
No, at the end of the day, it's Kyle, and he's facilitating with Kawhi, and then Siakam, at the end of the day, he gets the little floaters, little open 3 in the corner. He can do whatever. But I think we need Kyle to be engaged on the offensive end. He needs to create for others, and that takes energy. And if you're going to be running around with guys on the defensive end, it's going to take energy. Just like when Steph had to run around and guard Chris Paul and was in every single action in Houston, what happened to Steph on the offensive end? He was tired. It didn't look good.
But then who do you put Lowry on? You can't put Lowry on anyone, because other than Steph Curry, I would put Lowry on Steph Curry just for the simple fact of you can at least play defensive, like perimeter defense on him, but like he's not going to take you in the post and try and post you up because of a mismatch.
Golden State gets tall.
If Klay Thompson is being guarded by Lowry, it's going to be literally dump the ball in the block every single time.
But we see that. Lowry has the bigs on him. He can front it. He's big lower body. He's physical. He's fronting that shit.
But like within the last 3 series, who was the best player that Lowry may have gotten matched up with? It probably would have been Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's no Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson will outdo Jimmy Butler every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
But what does Jimmy want to do compared to what does Klay want to do? Klay wants to shoot it. He's going to be on the perimeter. Right? Yeah. What does Jimmy want to do? Jimmy will mix it up and go onto the block.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So I think you can't have, I don't think you can have Kyle on Steph.
On Steph?
Maybe you could put Kyle on Klay.
I just don't think that he, like I said, physically he's not ready for Steph.
Here's two things that are cheesy.
There's no one else to guard him, I don't think. Unless you put Kawhi on him, but then that leaves Klay wide open. But like, you want to get Klay in some type of foul trouble.
TWG, what's cheesing you right now? What has you?
Number one, what happened to the glorious one we already built up with the grabber in it?
Oh, it's gone, bro. I think I left it in the car.
Number two, who's guarding Kawhi? That's what I want to know.
Klay Thompson is guarding Kawhi.
Klay Thompson?
No, but like, what are they going to do with him? Like, who's stopping Kawhi without KD?
No one can stop Kawhi.
I don't think Klay, I know he's a good defender, but like, yo, you don't want these problems with Kawhi. Not this run. Not this playoff run.
They ain't ready. They don't want the smoke, you're saying?
I don't think so.
No, I agree.
But someone has to take the smoke.
The smoke is coming.
Clay and Iguodala are going to take the smoke.
Iggy's not ready to guard Kawhi.
Clay and Iguodala
Iggy's going to guard Kawhi.
I think Iggy could hold him down a bit.
He's coming out. He's fresh off injury. He's not ready.
Now,
he's not ready.
Say the unthinkable happens, which I don't even want to say. If Iggy does that successfully, is he looking at his second MVP, Finals MVP?
I don't think they'll do that again.
If he successfully closes down Kawhi?
Which ain't going to happen because it's 6-side all day and it's a celebration. But let's just, let's say it's opposites day. Would that make Iggy potentially the Finals MVP yet again? Is Chef going to get robbed again from his Finals MVP?
Well, history has shown that...
That's what I wanted to know too. Who takes Finals MVP on both ends?
Kawhi.
Toronto side and for the thing.
Kawhi's definitely getting it for Toronto.
What do you think, Coach?
I think it's going to be Steph. I think it's either going to be Steph or Kawhi. It's been
with KD's return, if he does return?
If KD return, KD's not going to be the same when he comes back. It's going to be Steph. I think they're going to play more through Steph now that even though KD's come back hurt.
The reason why I'm kind of on the fence with that is because we don't know what's going to happen in the finals, obviously, but we know for sure that Kawhi Leonard is the best player on Toronto.
Right.
We know that Steph Curry is going to be the guy for Golden State, but they also have a lot of weapons that can actually step up and take that spot. Iguodala's taking that spot from Steph Curry back a couple years ago in the finals when you would think that Steph would be, getting Finals MVP at certain points of the career in a season. But hey, Iguodala, you play great defense on LeBron. Here's Finals MVP. If Iguodala plays great defense on Kawhi, he may get Finals MVP again. But we know for sure if Toronto wins, Kawhi's getting it 100%.
Coach, speaking of Steve Kerr, like with that topic earlier, preying on KD's return, what was going on with that whole? Do you see that Popovich and Kerr meeting up? Like,
the meeting
was that
the
old footage? Like, is this what coaches do? Like, talk to me.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I was kind of surprised when I saw it too. But I think it's just if I was Steve Kerr,
right.
I'm just trying to get as much intel as possible.
Right.
Just to kind of what is Kawhi. How did you change things with Kawhi in practice? Or, did a team have a scout against Kawhi that actually worked? I would try to pick Popovich's brain as much as possible. But at the same time, you don't know what Popovich was given. Does Popovich want Kawhi to win one? Does he not? We don't know. I don't know.
Honestly...
They're all Spurs. They're all former Spurs. They all come from Spurs University.
That was just a Soto thing. I low-key know Pops loves himself some Soto. It looked like they were there. The cutlery kind of matched up. I think it was just a dinner thing.
Kind of matched up.
What's he gonna be like? Yeah. Kawhi is a problem. Good luck. What do you? That's the thing about Kawhi, man. There's nothing to do against him. Except just like hope he doesn't just like go off on you and then lock your best player down.
Yeah. I think it was kind of shown. Like Milwaukee was throwing a bunch of doubles, throwing like a fence at him, a whole bunch of other things. But like Kawhi was just passing out of it. He had 9 assists game, ended up winning in Milwaukee. So like the other guys can step up and hit shots. So that's basically what it is. Like Toronto is talented. Like Marc Gasol hit shots. Marc Gasol is all NBA player. Like a few years ago, this guy was in the MVP conversation. Like Marc Gasol's there. Serge is there. Serge been to the finals before. Kyle's been like you know what I mean? It's his time. So honestly, it's gonna be a great series to watch for sure.
Right. Do you think there'll be another one again for us? Do you think is this something that can we see this happening again with or without Kawhi? Like
Kawhi's got to stay.
Kawhi's got to stay. But I mean, what if we get a few pieces and if we give up Kawhi?
No, you need Kawhi, bro.
Kawhi, what do we have to do?
Kawhi's the best player in history with no special effects other than Tim Duncan to his game.
Well said.
It's dribble, 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 pump fake, shoot. Dribble, 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 get to my spot, shoot.
Do you guys agree with that comparison with the MJ? I mean, there's a few people I could say like he kind of like not resembles that kind of like reminds you of it. Like I said earlier, in terms of the length, like maybe a Scottie Pippen, you know, on the defensive end, not so much the shot, but like I mean, who do you guys see in his coach? Do you see a bit of like MJ?
He has an MJ body to him. He's kind of rigid like MJ was too. They kind of have the same little kind of same walk to them, same kind of swag to him. He's not as smooth, I think, as like Kobe kind of took it like to a whole other level. Kawhi's more perimeter oriented than Jordan. Jordan was kind of mid post guy, foul line area. But like his measurements are very comparable to Jordan. Like the hands, like how they operate. Like
he's literally like if Jordan turned into a monster version of himself on some Space Jam thing.
You know what kind of throws me off is why do we compare everything to Jordan?
Because he's the gold standard.
I understand that, but like still, like a guy can't just be who he is.
Why do we compare everything to Hennessy in that related field? Some things are just the golden brown standard.
Okay, well then, yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. But
who, if not Mike, who? There's a couple others.
I don't even know why we even compare. It's like we're just looking for shit to talk about, I think.
Yeah.
Like, why can't Kawhi just be great for who he is? Yeah. And I think that when it's all said and done, he's going to be in his own category where the next player that's coming up in a generation is going to be like, I think he's just like Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, yeah. But I think you have to compare them to something, because at the end of the day, that's what keeps it going.
It's conversation.
That's what drives the game. What drives the game is the stories. What drives the game is the history. You know what I mean? Like everybody's striving for something. Kobe was striving for Jordan. Without Jordan, is Kobe Kobe?
No, because he had half of his moves.
This is what I'm saying. They're striving for something. That's what the stories are all about. That's what basketball's all about. That's what the love of the game is all about. You know what I mean? If you don't have that, then shit, we don't have the game that we have right now.
Who do we need to step up besides Kyle Lowry? Fred, Siakam. Well, I wouldn't say Siakam, obviously, but like, I mean, I feel like Danny, like I was saying earlier, just to get out of this slump.
Don't say it. Didn't you see that quote? He don't want you to tell him keep shooting.
Right.
Don't say that.
Hold on.
But low key, keep shooting.
Yeah, he has to keep shooting.
He has to keep shooting.
He has to let it fly. He has to let it fly.
He said he's cheesed of everyone hitting his DM saying, yo, keep shooting. But like low key, okay, we're not saying that, but like sign language thing, yo, let it fly.
Yeah, you don't need to tell the obvious. Yeah, right?
Yeah, he's definitely got to let it.
You know, so he'll be fine.
If he could hit 2 to 3 threes just to get him out this little slump, the Raptors are going to be way better off for it. Because Norman Powell played great last series. I can't rely on that again.
Maybe he just needs to get a good brain us.
Now
because
we're talking.
it literally seems like Fred VanVleet, after he got that one run that was 9 months ago, it really, really took off a couple of days ago when he had his baby.
You're talking about what resulted in the birth of his lovely child?
Yeah, I mean, that's resulted in him shooting 82% from three, 14 from 17 in the last
time.
3 games.
You got a seed. It's
he needs to get just one.
Or just breed up a Toronto thing.
Chromas?
Slow your roll.
Is it a Chromas thing?
Slow your roll.
You might need to get all that Chromas real quick, man.
Sauce has plans for Chromas. Don't think.
Just the Chromas, man.
Before we get too technical, though, can we take some time and talk about how big this is for the city of Toronto? I've been fried since game 6. Fried.
Man's been fried since Friday.
Is it the biggest thing that's ever gone on in Toronto?
Yeah.
I
was thinking that too. I mean, like
in Canada,
between this and even let's speak from a basketball perspective. What was bigger, this or the All-Star?
Not even close.
This is way bigger.
Not even close.
This is way bigger.
Close.
And right now, there's
bigger than the
hockey
G20 summit or whatever summit they had there when they brought all the presidents across the world here, bro.
Did you see that lineup down the street? And the party lasted all night. My man Sammy hit me with the stat. No arrests made. Like, that don't sound like Toronto right now. It's like a beautiful, harmonious celebration. And it's time for us to get this chip, man. I'm sick of this shit. Let's go.
Let's get it. Yo, Coach, is OG a factor if he comes back?
I'm going to say no.
Wow.
No?
I'm going to say no.
For real?
I'm going to say
because of the previous injury, or
no?
That he's still
has
not
nothing
fully...
to do. Has nothing to do with OG. It has everything to do with the fact that you got to the finals without him.
For real.
So you got to the finals without him. You have an 8-man rotation that you know works. Norman Powell's playing well. You're not going to just experiment with OG in the finals. And I think Steve Kerr said the same thing about Cousins. Like, they don't know that he's going to get full-time minutes when he comes back because it's the finals. It's not a time to experiment. I hear you.
I mean, I've even just been thinking, like, if it comes down to it, can Draymond really stop Kawhi? That's what I've been thinking. Like, can he really?
No. Draymond's going to get himself in foul trouble like he will every game. He's going to freak out. Okay. He might get a couple tees.
Right.
Iguodala's the best chance.
Yeah, like, and even that, it's all going to be fails. Like I said before, you can't stop a great player. You can just try to contain him. And Kawhi, it's obviously been shown that there's no taming for him. You know?
Not to compare everything in real life to 2K, but I compare everything in real life to 2K. And we've been running a matchup. They got Clay guarding Kawhi.
No comment.
What is it, a kick in the door thing? What are we being rated right now?
A kick in the door thing. It's like, man, you know what I'm saying? Fresh off the bench.
Coming in the game off the bench.
Boogie
Cousins over
Sammy
here.
Rawthstein the cut, you know what I'm saying? And Boogie Cousins, you know what I'm saying?
Boogie Cousins trying to find himself on the court.
Yeah, you already know.
Trying to find yourself in this podcast.
Yo, shout out our sponsors, Cavassier and some Ready Can, Cold Creek Kush, done no.
Yeah.
Yo, and also, we got to take some time out and big up, man, like DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
DeMar, the trade was tough, Papa. And don't think we're all here like, yes, what we really wish is that we somehow traded some next youths, got Kawhi, and you were still here, because we rate everything you did for the city.
Right.
That's my 2 cents.
I think Gasol's trade is so underrated.
It was massive.
I think everyone talks about Kawhi as they should, but swapping out Jonas, DeLon Wright, CJ Miles,
They're playing ball. They're playing ball.
Marcus
What
about the coach?
He's getting hot.
Perfect. That was just
Nick
if we
Nurse.
had Jonas, I don't think we would have got through the Sixers the way we did.
Wagwan, Sammy.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I want to ask my guy Sammy Ra right now. This is what I want to know. How does it feel to be in DeMar's position right now?
I think he's a little salty. He's happy for the organization, but definitely he's salty. The first year you get traded, they make it to the finals. Right. It's just bad luck, too, because I think LeBron has a lot to do with it going to the West, but we'll talk about that a little later.
Yo, Coach, why does it seem, though, like, that, like, in a sense, the Warriors are better without KD, even though...
Go ahead, Coach, but let me prefix that with story up, but go ahead.
I think people say that. People will say that just because of how they play the game.
Schoom.
Yeah, sorry, Coach, but yeah.
It's all good. But like when you have guys like KD, they're not guys that you can just kind of run off sets and get shots. Like, they're ISO players, right? And we're used to watching MJ ISO win championships, Kobe ISO win championships, KD ISO win championships. But with the Golden State Warriors, when they won their first one, it wasn't like that. The ball moved side to side. Guys are getting up shots. Clay and Steph shooting it from everywhere. So now when you put KD in the mix, then you take him back out, all those guys are looking at each other like, shit, the ball's going to move again. Yeah. Like, and it's almost like a refound energy. They're playing ball. They're playing ball the right way.
What about the coach?
But he's getting hot.
Perfect. I was just about to say that. Nick Nurse only knows championships. And the reason why I'm saying that is because before he got the head, this is his first year as the head coach of the Raptors. He's going to the finals. But last year and the year before that, bro, he's competed for G League and D League championships. He's always been in the finals coaching. So this is not new to him.
He's been a winner.
He's a winner, bro, and he's won both of them.
And this solidified, I think, his just reign of being a coach.
If he wins this NBA championship, he's on that pedestal like a Danny Green, where like you won at every level. Danny won high school, won at North Carolina. Nick Nurse might be in his first year, but he ain't new to this, Papa.
I don't even know if they were on the same squad, but shout out Psycho T. But back to the Raps, former Raptor.
Where is Psycho T?
He's on his grind, don't worry.
He's actually moving bundles of hay for a living.
He's making wops. Mixtape soon drop. He's good.
Who's that?
He's good.
Tyler Hansbrough.
Okay, yo. Since it's a Toronto whole Canada celebration week, I think something else is going unnoticed too, and it's been going unnoticed for too long, and I want to put a stop to this, and I'm going to say something that might shock some people. It might hurt some people.
Tell him TWG.
Talk your shit, bro.
Let him know TWG.
Talk your shit.
Chef Curry is a Toronto man, and I don't care. We're claiming him. Maybe not 100%. Maybe he can't play for Team Canada, but Chef Curry's a Toronto man.
Yeah,
But for the next 2 weeks, he's not.
No, he is.
enemy.
We're just gonna slap. We're gonna slap
I
him
just want
up.
to put
But
it
I'm
out
just
there
saying.
that
He's
coach
not the
played
next
against Steph Curry.
He's the
back in the
ops.
day.
He's the ops
And that
for the
guy's
next
been the
2
truth
weeks.
since he was a youth.
He grew up in Toronto.
He's the ops
Did
for
not
the
grow
next
up in
2 weeks.
Toronto.
Yeah, he
Next
did.
2 weeks,
Well, when's growing up in Toronto?
What? Like, yo.
The most pivotal part of your life in Toronto would be between 8 and like your adolescence, right?
I seen
like
him
12 years old, probably.
Like 8 to 13, you'd say.
That's when you start talking like, yeah, huh? Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's like,
But-
that's just in your vocab.
But
You can't
he's
get it
not
out.
that age. With Seth, wops in NBA threes in the Raptors court. every day when he's coming up that age. Like,
Coach,
I seen him with my own eyes. He's a Ute. He had a nasty NBA 3.
Let him have a clutch. What do you?
Coach played against Steph when they were Utes.
I played against Steph when he was here.
Right.
So let me tell you,
30.
I'll give. Yeah.
Puller. Hey, yo, RIP Puller for sure. And if Steph sees this and you're capping,
this is a true story.
Please comment underneath the freaking post.
This is a true story.
TV, I seen you at the end of your career. You're already a prestigious coach. You dropped my man Brandon Jennings in OVO bounce. So if you're about to tell me,
he's on Molly.
Did you, when you were a youth and Chef was a youth, did you give him buckets?
Man was frazzled.
He is so hot Molly.
Steph got buckets every once in a while. Yes. I gave him one.
As a youth?
Yes.
Wow.
Grade 8. But here's what it is.
Okay.
I'll tell you this stuff. This is my Steph story. So we're in OBA tournament.
Shout out OBAs.
Every
Gary Hutton, I see you.
Every championship of every tournament is Hamilton Wildcats versus Toronto 5-0. We're in this one tournament, and I have nowhere to lie. Probably have 20 at half. Steph, same. Probably like 20 at half.
Oh, I know the story.
Jeez.
Halftime comes. We're talking to our team. Right. They're talking to their team. All you hear out of nowhere is, Stephen, get over here.
By the government?
We're all looking around. What? We're looking around. It was Mama Curry. Mama Curry called him from the balcony. Just was talking to him. I don't know what she was saying, but she was giving it to him.
Yeah. Batting him up.
She came back. Steph, in the second half, finished with, I think it was 56 points.
Shout out Mama.
We lose by 20. And after the game, we're just shaking hands and we're all looking at each other like, that kid's going to the league.
Yo, a couple more random Toronto mans I'm gonna shout out. Man's like Keon Clark. You know?
Uncle Keon?
Drunk every game of his NBA career.
He looks like he'll give you a Ross fucking death
He might be on
He looks like one of my uncles, for real. R.I.P. my Uncle Clark.
Yo, shout out to a man like Corey Joe too. We see you with the fresh braid up, man.
V.
Yeah, come on, man. Corey Joe will be in the cut.
But yo, who else? Master P, who else?
Shout out man's like Junkyard.
Shout out man's like Jose Calderon, man. You can't forget him, man. What's it?
The billionaire?
He was
low-key billionaire?
He wasn't too
I heard
bad.
that's
true though.
I heard that's a next Jose Calderon.
No.
Shout out Mo Pete. Man, like
Mo Pete.
Did that guy date? Yo, he dated SB's sister. I'm sorry to put your business like that, but
I lie. Which one? The older or the younger one?
You want a box?
I know. I mean, okay,
you can't battle the host like that.
I just do it.
You put us on the show. You're trying to keep him with us.
I bat up the host.
Yeah.
The TWG cool it, eh?
All the stuff that
What's our prediction for the series?
Prediction for the series? If we lose or we win.
No,
what's your prediction for the series?
How many games?
Go around with you.
You didn't hear what Nav said? Raptors in 6. I mean, Toddy said that, but
Raps in 6. Sauce says Raps in 6. Jerm says Raps in 5.
5 minutes.
TV, what are you saying? TV, what are you saying?
Raps in 5?
No,
what
I said 5 minutes.
So go on record.
I said Raps in 6.
TV, what are you saying? What are you saying?
Raps in 7.
Let's go.
Man said Raps in 7.
Sammy.
At home.
At home?
At home.
For real, eh?
Raps in 7 at home.
With or without KD?
With
or without Boogie Cousins?
With.
Whoever wants to reach, follow.
Whoever wants
for
to
the
reach.
playoffs.
No, he's playing. No, Boogie's questionable for next game.
Questionable, I'm just saying.
Snipe, you're my guy. Chef, you know what it is. From June to June. Shout out Cardinal.
I feel like
Raps in 4, it's a sweep.
Raps in Cardinal. I feel like Steph snapping.
Raps in 4.
Raps in 4, it's a sweep.
Raps in 5.
Oh, wow.
We love it. You heard it there.
Raps in 6.
So many Americans are going to be listening to this podcast and be like, you guys are so pro-Canadian.
Yo, we got one more thing. No matter what, I think we should work into the show.
Yes.
Because it's a very important subject. And Toronto's, you guys are doing it. Canada's standing up. We're offering Kawhi all kinds of things, little perks outside, free
Last
meals.
But not least, yes.
But
Kawhi and dines. We're seeing like all types of real estate investments with the penthouse.
Yeah.
But
penthouse. Jewelry too.
You gotta realize, even if Kawhi doesn't know it, he's a real Toronto man. So we need to cater to Kawhi, man. Like what are we talking about? He needs more stuff. What can we offer him?
He needs a lifetime braider.
Lifetime braid up.
Yeah,
that's light.
Good. I think he needs like a new, very old Chevy Tahoe.
Yeah, like the next year, whatever his year is.
Yeah, I think it's like so. If he had the 97, he needs the 98.
Whatever he wants.
So I mean, Coach, what do we got to do to get him to stay?
Well, the $50 million helps.
Right.
We put that on the contract.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the country. Right, you can go to a city, you can go to LA, but he won't be treated like this. Getting to the finals, I think, is enough to keep him. But if we win this chip, he can't go nowhere, man. There's no way.
Based off of the decision he made with San Antonio, I don't think the money's the main issue. I think that the actual culture that he's going to be embraced, but the country behind him is one thing. And I think that Rick Ross needs to give him that lifetime supply of Wingstop, man, because I saw the way that he freaked out on the I saw the way he freaked out on the guys in the San Antonio locker room about that Wingstop coupon. So, yo, Rose, if you hear me, run in them leopard pussy.
Amanda, man. Shout out Jerms TV. You know what I'm saying? TWG.
Yo, big up for Sauce for having us on the show.
Yo, this is
every time.
Appreciate it.
This won't be the last.
I said I've never witnessed this before, and I mean, like, who other? But, like, you know what I'm saying? TV, Jerms, you know what I'm saying? TWG, we'll hear soon, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Six God.
Shout out to the Six.
Shout out Chubb. Shout out Nico. Shout out Baka. Shout out Mark. Shout out Rocks.
Come on.
Shout out the whole leap of them.
Shout
out Skull and Skull.
Have mercy, man.
Yeah, shout out Coach, man.
Yeah, shout out
we need Coach TV coaching Team Canada.
Shout out Coach.
Yeah, yo, shout that out. Yeah, yo, shout that out.